You know, I'm a terrible person and, you know, I've done some horrible things to my car. I'm hoping this is going to be a pretty chill video. It's a right faff.
This is turning to be less than ideal. It looks like that might have been a stroke of genius. Well, that was certainly more of a task than I thought it would be, but we're there.
Now then, YouTube, welcome to another video. This video should be especially interesting to you if you've got one of these Toyota Mark III Spyders with a standard engine, standard ECU. You're thinking, what's the best air intake? Well, that's what I'm trying to find out, because I don't think the one that I've got currently is too optimal. I've got a few different ones to try. We're going on a dyno next week. Today's video is all just about seeing how things fit. We've got a standard airbox, another aftermarket thing to try. So I race this car in a series where everyone's locked down, you can only do certain stuff to the engine, not a lot at all, you can't tune them or anything. And this car just seems to be just that little bit slower than everyone else. It's not a massive amount, but it's just enough that I think if I don't get this sorted, I won't be competitive. And you know, I'd quite like to be competitive, or at least have a go. Now, this is what I Frankensteined together, because this car didn't originally come with an airbox, so I thought, you know, I'll just put an open filter on it, it'll be fine, you know. Most cars like open filters, right? Well, apparently not if it's an MR2. So I knocked this together anyway. One of you printed me this MAF adapter off a 3D printer. Got it all together, and yeah, the car worked, the engine ran. I had some issues with the power last year, which I sorted, and everything felt fine. But at Cadwell the other week, which was the first race of the season, I still felt like my car was just a bit slower than everyone else's. So what have we got going on here then? We've got a HKS, genuine Benuin, but we've got a HKS cone filter, which has got it's about 80 mil here at the spout, let's say. Then it goes onto this adapter, the MAF adapter, which is all the way down to 70 mil, which is what it needs to be. 70 mil is that's what we need to get to. But I digress. We go back up to 76 mil, and again 76 mil here, and then finally back down to 70 mil for the throttle body. So it's a bit weebly wobbly, let's say. Now, what I've found is perhaps less than ideal with this, because that shouldn't be too bad, right? But I thought this MAF adapter was just a copy of the original one, but it turns out this is actually 4 mil. I know it's not a lot, but it's 4 mil smaller than what it needs to be, what the original one is, what the original ECU is expecting. And these things, these MAFs on these cars are super sensitive. Hopefully what we're going to find is that this thing was costing me some power. So we'll get a baseline with this thing, and then I've got a standard airbox, standard air intake and stuff to try, and then I've got some stuff from Ram Air to try. Now, one of you might be watching, one of you left a comment on my video a couple of weeks ago with some suggestions on how to perfect the air intake. And you even quoted some dyno figures, but when I went to reply to the post, you'd removed it. So perhaps some top secret information. Luckily, I got a screenshot, and you recommended to get some Ram Air kit and to mate it with the standard airbox. Now, as luck would have it, I actually know someone who works at Ram Air. So yeah, we managed to get this pipe sorted out. But we've also got a new filter to try, and it's going to be another filter in the engine bay, which, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like just the standard airbox might perform best, but we'll find out on the dyno. We've got some bits from Ram Air, like I say, standard airbox with a new filter. We'll test the standard airbox without a filter as well. I don't have a K&N panel filter. They're apparently meant to make quite a bit of difference on these, but we'll try it just without any air filter and we'll see if it performs. But let me show you some of the differences. So here's my 3D printed MAF adapter. Yeah, all looks good. This is the standard airbox top cover, and it has a little section there where the MAF goes. It's a little bit mangled, but I got the heat gun out the other week and tried to sort it out. But yeah, this internal diameter here, which is super crucial, let's not forget, is 66 millimeters. This one, 63 millimeters. So quite a difference. And if you're thinking, Dan, it's only 3 millimeters, well, let me remind you of something. So if you watched the video back in the day, you'll know this, but when I first got this car and I was trying to make a decent air intake for it, I got this. Now this is a 76 mil outer diameter, 72 mil internal diameter MAF adapter housing. And I thought, you know, a bit silly of me, but I thought, oh, bigger, better. Well, nope. With this on, if you recall, the car wouldn't even run. maybe. So this is 6mm larger internal diameter than the standard one. Wasn't even run. The MAF adapter that I've been running, 3mm smaller than stock, does run, but is it costing me a bit of horsepower? Is it costing me a bit of drivability? Is it the key to getting this performing? Well, I really am hoping so. So like I say, we've got the standard airbox to try. We'll get a baseline with that. And then we've got this kit here. We've got some fancy stuff from Ram Air, which is 70mm outer diameter, 66mm internal diameter, just like the standard stuff. What's going to be crucial for us is to make sure that when we get this MAF adapter welded on, it's going to be in the same distance to the throttle body as what the original one is. Because what we need to make sure is that the car, the standard ECU, it needs to think everything's just as it was. Now when I did knock that together, that's one thing that I did get right. I did get the distance of the MAF to the throttle body pretty much cock on. But I'm just hoping, whether it be the air filter where it was, or whether it be the MAF internal diameter being that bit smaller, I'm hoping this is going to release just a little bit of power. We need about 10% more power, I think, to be on par with everyone else. About 10 or 15 brake horsepower. Sounds like a lot, right? But fingers crossed we put this on the dyno next Saturday with this mushroom tip on the end of it. We put this on the dyno next Saturday and we make 130 horsepower. That would be amazing. Then we change the air filters and, you know, we're making 145 or something. That would be an absolutely perfect way to spend a Saturday if we can actually find that the power is being lost just because this is a bit too small, or maybe this filter's a bit garbage, or something. We're going to try a few different setups, like I say. Standard, Ram Air, we'll get a baseline with this. Just fingers crossed everything comes together. Let's get started then, we'll get round to the back of the car. I'll put this one back on just for show so I can show you how it was. Might cringe a little bit because obviously we've got them different internal diameters and things going on, but I'll show you how it was. I felt like it performed pretty well, but since racing in the dry against other ones, they're just that bit faster than me. I don't like it, so we'll hopefully figure something out. Right, so we're at the rear of the car, obviously. I'm hoping this is going to be a pretty chill video, but hopefully I can keep everyone entertained at the same time, because once again we're just trying to fix things that perhaps I could have done better in the past. So this is obviously what I concocted before, and I'll show you quickly how it went together. It's a right faff. Right, so this is fire suppression stuff, so just ignore that for now. But there's the throttle body, right far on the right hand side, and that's where the filter ends. So the distance here between the MAF and the throttle body is equal to how it was, or as equal as I could get it. And then I made a bit of a hole there, and we've got a bit of ducting. It's just B&Q or screw fix ducting, you know, nothing serious. And that gets cool air, in theory, gets cool air out of this vent, which I can probably show you because we might have to have a look at this anyway. Hopefully these clips don't break because they're bastards. Okay, I mean, you could say the ducting's not doing a great deal and you would have a good point. But you can see the air filter there, right? You can see the air filter. So that was what I first knocked together, and it felt all right, you know, it didn't feel slow. But the past two races that I've done, they've both been in the wet. So the Cadwell was the first time I've raced in the dry, and yeah, I definitely did notice that. Just off the line and everything, I was just a little bit slower than everyone else, which is annoying. It's not good, it's not what you want. So hopefully we can get something sorted. But let's get this monstrosity off, and then the first thing we'll do is try and get this standard airbox sitting nice with a bit of ducting into that wheel arch area. Because we can go, there's a coolant bottle here, but we can go just round the back of that, and we can hopefully get some cold air from in here. Bit of an issue immediately. That's where the airbox needs to mount to from the lower section of the airbox. So I'm using it as an earth for some reason. Not sure when I did that, but we'll have to remove that, relocate that earth, and then hopefully this fire suppression stuff isn't in the way. I fear it might be. Hopefully we don't have to relocate any of this. I do have some spare hose somewhere, so we can, if we have to, we can, but hopefully not.
What do you do when there's a 6mm hole that needs to be an 8mm hole? Huh? Huh? What do? You ask Mr. Nipex very politely if you can get the drill out, and then you make that bolt fit. So I found a new home for the earth. You can go over here. It was an 8mm hole, but we managed to make it a wee bit bigger. I'm not too sure what they are for, these earths, but do the earth things on the engine mount from now on, sir. Second problem, that stud is not long enough to go through that. So we might have to just nut and bolt it, or maybe that's threaded and I've just screwed something up from the underside. Who knows? I don't know what this stud is or what it's made out of. It's definitely not long enough for the airbox, and it definitely won't come out. It's just bending the bracket to bits trying to get this stud out. And even if I try and drill it, then I'm going to put in a lot of force through this flimsy little bracket, so this is turning to be less than ideal.
Look at this, I snapped my drill bit, trying to make that hole bigger. That fucking stud, man. Makita drill bit too, right? JDM drill bit. Maybe made in China, but still. Fucking snapped the cunt.
FML. Oh, if at first you don't succeed, drill a new hole. Now we can't use this one, I know what you're thinking. We can't use this one, it's too far back. This one should be alright if I just extend this a little bit, hopefully. Right, finally we have the airbox in somewhat. It's still very loose. This is done up as tight as it'd go, so I've put a cable tie just at the back for now. I mean, if this works and this is the chosen solution, we'll investigate it. But it's taken up too much of my time already, this thing. So I'm not that arse now. But the question is now, can I get that top lid on, or will it foul this nozzle for the fire suppression system? Yeah, that ain't gonna go. Okay, well I couldn't find as many lines as what I thought. I thought I had quite a lot of this left, but I don't. So I think what I'll try and do is see if this line to this nozzle is shorter than this nozzle to this nozzle, and maybe switch them around. That might put it around here, I'm hoping. So we'll take the line off here, take this line off here, and hopefully it puts it around here, but let's find out. These are really easy to get out. You just kind of pull its foreskin back a little bit and it pops. There we go. It looks like that might have been a stroke of genius. So I should be able to move the nozzle down to here. It'll not foul on the airbox and everything will be hunky-dory. So yes, give me a couple of moments. Well, that was certainly more of a task than I thought it would be, but we're there. Relocated suppression nozzle. Airbox feels pretty sturdy now. It's got the this hose on that goes into the engine. So I've just put all the standard gear on there. All that's left really is to do a bit of ducting here into the wheel arch area, but I'm going to leave that just for now because I want to start mocking up this ram air filter so we can work out exactly where it wants to be. This is quite nice how the strut brace kind of sits just on top of it, so that we know where this pipe meets the strut brace. We'll know that's where we want to put our MAF. So that'll be nice and easy, but I'm going to take this off for now and do that bolt. So let's start looking at where we can put this ram air filter. Right, well I've just got the standard airbox stuff off now, so I'm going to try and look at fitting this, but one slight problem, this 90 degree is just about 1.5 inches maybe to, what's the word, when a curve's longer than what it could be. Ooh, that's a funny word. There's an engineering term. It's a 90 degree, but we need it to be a shorter 90 degree, so it's more like the original one. So the problem this is giving me that it pushes this hose right in the way of a vacuum pipe. Images you can hear. Right, well this has not gone so well, to be honest. I can probably make it work, but we definitely need to change these alloy pipes. So the 90 obviously needs to be a bit closer because it's right on where this vacuum hose should go. So that's less than ideal. And also, now because the filter is such a dense lad, so yeah, because the filter is such a dense lad, I can't actually get it anywhere that would be ideal, really. So it's going to kind of have to sit there. It's going to have to sit around where the standard airbox was. And for that to happen, then the MAF would be around here, which is, you know, good 3 inch, good 75 mil, 76 mil further forward than what it needs to be. It needs to be where the original one goes. So this is a lot of the reason why people say, you know, stay with the standard setup, because, you know, it takes some effort to get it right. And a lot of people have filters like what I had, and you know, I feel like that could have worked. Maybe I should try. Oh no, it's pointing a bit south there. But maybe I should try and So either way, no matter what we decide on what the best placement of this, I might have to get back in touch with Ed and get some different gear and send some of this back. But we've got this MAF housing adapter, which needs, you know, obviously welding onto one of these pipes. Once we find out how we can get it just under where that black mark is on the strut brace. So yeah, this is less than ideal at the minute, but there's still time. I'm going to keep playing. Right, I'm just sort of admitting now that this isn't going to be possible with the bits of alloy we've got. So we definitely need a longer, much longer piece here, maybe twice the length. I'll measure it afterwards. And I was just playing around now to see if I could get the filter here, and as I was doing so I kind of realised, well, you know, we've got a big old exhaust bang next to that, so what's that going to do to my intake air temperatures? Interesting, especially without a heat shield or anything. So yeah, I did mess about up here as well, but that was definitely a no-go. The filter's just too big. I actually have on the shelf a filter which is very similar to this Ram Air one. It's the one there, you can see it. It's one of Hybrid Racing's filters. So I did actually try that initially, and I think that's one of the reasons why I went for the HKS mushrooms, because it fit in the space. You know, there's not a lot of room there. I had to relocate a fuse box. The fuse box you can see just down there, that shouldn't be there, it should be up here somewhere, but I had to relocate that to get the current filter in place. And you know, I know what a lot of you are thinking, the standard airbox will be fine, and I think you're probably right, but there is a case for, you know, one of these filters, whether it be, you know, the hybrid one or the Ram Air one, there is a case that these could perform better. They could perform better than the standard airbox. And you know, there's things we can do to this guy as well. Like he has a bit of a wall there that people remove, and some people remove these vanes as well, which is kind of supposed to channel the air properly for the MAF. But yeah, there are things we can do to this, and I will do. I think I will probably take this wall out. Right then guys, I need to wrap this video up because I want to go home and watch the qualifying. But you've seen where I'm going, right? Clearly I still have some work to do. The dyno's a week today, so I do have a little bit of time. The most interesting thing, if not getting the new stuff working, we'll be seeing just how well this standard airbox performs compared to what I had originally. Like I said at the start of the video, I'm really hoping this will give me 10% more power. I'm really hoping I've been really silly, and you know, I'm happy to admit that, you know, I'm a terrible person, and you know, I've done some horrible things to my car, and it's all my fault. I'm more than happy to say that if, you know, I get this power back, or you know, if I get this power. I've never had this power, so maybe it all is going to be from the standard airbox. I'll hopefully get some more things sorted for this, because I'd like to try it out and see if it, you know, how it compares against the standard airbox. I think that's probably going to be one of the more interesting results, but just hope and pray that
when we do the baseline figure with what I was racing on, the original setup with the HKS, just, you know, everyone have me in your prayers, like and share. No, that doesn't make sense. Just let's hope that that really does perform poorly. We really need it to. And we need to put this, at least a standard airbox on, and see a decent improvement, and then hopefully have a play with something else. So that's what's going to be happening next week. So if you're interested in some actual facts and figures, that's the video you want to watch. But that's all from today, so hope you've enjoyed watching. Not a lot happening really. I spent most of the afternoon struggling to get that standard airbox to fit, which, you know, it fits now, right? So objective complete, and yeah, hopefully have some more developments through the week so we can give that other air filter a good test. But that won't be today, so that's enough for now. Hope I've kept you entertained for a little bit at least. And if you're the secret guy who has the secret information, then make sure to leave another comment with your email address, phone number, PIN number, mother's maiden name. Just leave all that information for me. I'll grab it. I'll scrape that data, and yeah, I'll use it to my advantage in the MR2 championship. Yeah, sounds good? All right, I'll see you in the next video. Right, editor's note. Just watching that back whilst I was editing it, and it looks like I don't really know what I'm on about, eh? But internal wall removed on this. We've got a spare one as well, so we'll be testing that out. All the stuff ready to go. Car's all sorted, ready to go. No bother. I'll see you on my video on Saturday, where hopefully I'll have some good news. Get on, you bastard. What? Someone said if you're not in the videos and they're not going to like the videos, how's that make you feel? Hey? Huh? Huh? Shut up.